Welcome back to Arty Noobs. This is a Hummel. It's the Tier 6 German SPG based on the Panzer Mark IV with bits of Panzer Mark III in it and a 15cm howitzer. And this one is located on the south spawn of Murovanka under the command of Lomian EU. Now that 15cm howitzer will do 680 alpha and penetrates 39mm of armour with a burst radius of 7 meters. So it's got quite a lot of damage, but the problem is you only get 18 shells to do that damage with. So you're kind of limited on the amount of shots you can get out. But it's a very good arty. Quite big, and the Germans produced quite a lot of them, so over 700 I think it was. And they also produced another vehicle which was basically the same vehicle but without the gun, and that would carry the ammunition for the other vehicles. So for every 3 Hummels there was normally, whoa, got in the way there, there was normally 1 carrier vehicle to carry the ammo. Okay, first target, OI, a tier 6. This is a tier 6 game. All tier 6 tanks. Rounds out on the OI, direct hit. Now he's unspotted at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see exactly how much damage was done. Over in the Magic Forest, well, a number of enemies have been spotted already, including a Dickermax and 40 TP. Reloads about 26 seconds if I remember correctly, 26, 23. Rounds out in the 40 TP. Direct hit for 285. And got some stun assist, and the 40 TP's killed. And he's picked up some damage assist as well because he tracked the vehicle at the same time. Okay, we're waiting for that Dickermax to be spotted again. I think he's pulled out. Oh, there he is. Yep. And he's low on hit points, and he's got very little armor. And before we can shoot, he's taken out the game. I think Lomian was distracted at that moment because he didn't move his reticule at all. Yep, he's come back. I suspect he was busy elsewhere at that moment, bit distracted. Normally a family man would be if something happened, and well, that happens. Striv 74. Oh, he got a bit of reticule bloom there at the last moment, but he's still got some splash. 143 hit points. You saw a massive reticule bloom just before he shot, and so yeah, it wasn't going to hit the target bang on. Okay, Jagdpanzer IV. That's also derived from the Panzer Mark IV, but a rather flatter vehicle. Fires a round in, and we see the shell disappearing into the distance. Yeah, some people do come out of their RT aim rather quickly, and you actually see the shell depart from the vehicle because they click the button to either the shift key, or they press the whichever button actually takes you out of battle assistant view or RT view, and yeah, you get to see the shell disappearing from your vehicle. But if you actually load the mods for the external or different battle assistant that you get with Aslains, you can actually follow the shell to the target. Shell camera, and that's quite an exciting thing as well. Don't see that all that often though nowadays. Okay, there's a KV2 up on the rise again. It looks like Lomian's been distracted because he's not aiming. There's a KV2 in sight and he's just sitting there doing nothing with his reticule. So I think his mind is not fully on this game, and as a consequence he's missing out on damage. And in fact, all of our teammates in the Magic Forest have now been killed. You know, he's now aiming over to the Magic Forest, but a bit late to give any hand because they're all out of the game. And some of the other ones are now out of sight. Some of the enemy are. They're only 1 tank down on the enemy at the moment. Okay, VK3002M's coming to sight, but It's got a bit to dial in on that target as it's moving. He fires a round in that's not going to hit. No, that was a bit of a waste of a shell. The OI's come into sight again. The MT-25 found him. We're dialing in, but we're still not loaded. And we've lost sight of him again. The VK is now the only one that's actually in sight. And there he is, next to the church. Hiding behind the house. Comes into view momentarily. Line up a shot there. That's about where I aim. That looked as if it was close. He's changing position. The VK wasn't even touched, so maybe he stopped. But that Jagdpanzer's now in sight. Oh, we just lost our Wizzy 131 GFT. Well, that shot came from a fellow Arty. So the other Arty in the game is an M44. He doesn't have very good win rate, but he is trying. There's the VK. Good hit! Got him just as he came around the corner. 340 hit points. That was a good hit. And the M44 got his kill. And so he's the only Arty who actually does have a kill. Because Lomian's been so distracted, he doesn't have one so far. But they're still down on the enemy. 4 tanks versus 5. The Baguette Panther is coming back from the east side of the map, or is he? Looks like he's now headed into the Magic Forest. Probably not a good idea going in there on his own. Because if he gets ambushed, we're not going to be able to help him very quickly. And ideally, we need him to spot and find that Jagdpanzer 4 so that we can shell it. And in fact, actually, the Baguette's not found anyone in the Magic Forest. And there's the OI. He's been spotted. And we can extract some more hit points off him. Dial in ahead of his path. That's it. So it's nice and accurate. Oh, we got a bit of reticule bloom. He fired a round in. It landed to one side of the OI. It's the IKV-65-2 spotting for us. And he was badly damaged because he's down to 73 hit points now, which makes him a one-shot for the IKV. And he gets him. But the IKV needs to pull back because there is still an enemy Arty in play. An M44, and he's fairly good. He's pushing forward. Now, it's more than likely the enemy Arty will be on the west side of the map. And, oh dear, the IKV just got hit by the M44. He's been badly stunned. He'll know which direction that shot came from. And here comes the Jagdpanzer 4. Jagdpanzer 4, I should say, not the Jagdpanther 4. Fires around in. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near the Jagdpanzer, and he kills the IKV. So it's now the Baguette Panther who's found the Churchill 7 up at the other end of the map, and he's AFK. So he's harvesting his hit points, and I think that that Lomi will do the same. And there's the other, there's the M44. He wasn't on the west side, but he actually shotguns the Baguette. We fire around in. It's a bit late, but we know where the Churchill is. We also know where the Jagdpanzer 4 is. So there's 3 on the enemy team and only 2 on our team. So it's up to the Arty to carry the day. Now I anticipate that Jagdpanzer 4 is headed this way. And we're just finishing off our load. We should be able to shotgun him. Take him out of the game. 1 shot. Hopefully. Trouble is the enemy arm M44 will probably fire a round back at us. Our M44 is headed east. Looks like he's going to go up by the east side of the map. He's also trying to get away from that Jagdpanzer 4. But Lomian's an experienced player, so he does know how to shotgun. And he's just waiting for the opportunity to take the Jagdpanzer 4 out. He won't go from behind cover. He needs the cover to ambush the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer was relatively close last time he was seen. Just checking. He's only visible from that side, from the west side. Just looking. See which angles he might get. I think he's still going to come from this direction. Oh, the M44 just got wiped out by their M44. That's bad news. So it's now 1 versus 3. But as I say, he is an experienced player. Kind of indicates that the M44 probably was on the move and spotted the our M44 and shotgun from behind cover, because the enemy M44 was last seen in grid square A4, and he's not there now. He wasn't seen by the enemy, our M4 rather. Otherwise his icon on the minimap would have moved. We still haven't seen that Jagdpanzer 4 though. Lomian's staying in the bushes where he is. He can get shots on the cap if he needs to, although his view range is fairly limited, but well, he's decided to move after all. Now his view range is going to be around about the 260 meters mark. Let's change bush. He's a little further away from the cap now. So if the enemy does start capping, he's going to have to change bush probably to get spots on it. We know the Churchill 7 is AFK. We can assume that he's probably still there. In fact, actually, he could still be firing at that Churchill. But I suppose he's actually holding his fire just in case the Jagdpanzer 4 turns up. Either that or the M44. If any cap starts... Oh, the Jagdpanzer 4 managed to get behind him. His 6th sense hasn't gone off. But he spotted the Jagdpanzer. Now he spotted him. And now he's moved. He got the shotgun in nicely, which is an auto aim actually. And the M44 fluffed his shot. He missed. And that gives the advantage now to Lomian. Here's the M44. He's not loaded. He has to take evasive action. Stay away from the M44. But the M44 is still loading. And Lomian's going to be loaded before the M44 is. That's it. Line up. Shotgun. Beautifully done. Put the reticule over the target. I think he did auto aim on, but just put the reticule over the target and then shoot. Best to do it when you're stationary. But you can do a drive-by. I've done that more than a few times. Especially in the Hummel as well. In fact, I drove by a bunch of heavies that were capping on Ruinberg encounter and shotgunned an enemy that was hiding in the cap to reset the cap, get a defender medal. It was very funny. He didn't think a Hummel could actually do that, but it is funny when you do it. But now we know there's only one enemy left. It's the Churchill 7. If he's AFK, even though the 2-minute mark's gone, Lomian EU can claim the victory by blasting him at close range. Just far enough away so he doesn't get splashed. He can shoot into the side of the vehicle. He's going to do it from long range actually. I would get closer. There's no need to be further away. You can just shoot at fairly close range. He's auto-aiming on. That's the first shot. 214 hit points. He's going to need 2 more like that, but he's got the time. Coming up to the 1-minute siren. There we go. He's going to do the next shot from a bit closer. He's manually aiming it, which is a bit surprising. Just waiting for the reload to go through. He'll get 1 more shot after this. And 225 again. That's a non-penetrating shot. He's going to stay where he is. I would get a bit closer. You can't miss at close range. It really is very, very difficult to. You could just shoot straight into the side of the vehicle. But he's decided to stay far enough away so he doesn't get splash. One more shot. 4 seconds to go. This is it to win the game. Yes! He does it. 1 versus 3 carry. Well done, Lomian. Even with all those distractions, you still carried the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats and see how well he did. Well, it was a first class tanker for Lomian EU in the Hummel. And he also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 in that one. No medals, but he did manage to get 3 kills in that game and a win rate of 3930. He carried the game and won. Let's have a look at the team score. Only player left alive at the end of the game, 1,935 hit points of damage. He didn't pick up the high caliber for some reason. Maybe it wasn't 20% of enemy hit pool, or maybe one of the shells he actually fired did do damage to a teammate, or maybe he would have done damage to a teammate. I don't think he did actually, for that matter, but I suppose it's just not 20% of enemy hit pool. The next high scorer was that VK3002M on the enemy team with 1779. The guy he shot in the side with a very nice shot as he went around the corner. And after that, it was the enemy M44 with 1561. He was a good player, but he made a big mistake. He sat on that ridge line, and really, to be honest, he should have kept moving and then got behind Lomian, and then he could have turned and shot him in the back. That probably would have been more preferable, because the M44 was much more maneuverable than the Hummel. When it came to kills, it's actually the M44 on the enemy team who did the best. He got 5 kills, 1/3 of our team. And after that, it was Lomian with 3 kills, the MT25 with 3, and the VK3002M with 3 kills. And when it came to base XP, it was Lomian with 981. After that, it was the Baguette Panther with 690, and then the MT25 with 665. He fired 16 rounds, so he only had 2 rounds left at the end of the game. 8 enemy hits and 1 penetration. 10 splash. Damage of 1,935 hit points, of which 984 were at more than 300 meters. I think most of the other damage was actually on the Churchill 7 at close range, but of course the M44 kill and also the Jagdpanzer kill were at close range. 7 enemy vehicles hit, 3 killed, and 101 hit points of damage assist, and 357 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 48,596 credits, got 24,298 from Holiday Ops, total 72,894, and after ammunition resupply, he took away 54,974 credits. He earned 1,471 XP, but there was no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. But even though he didn't get any medals, he was the only one who could carry the game. On that occasion, he came through for his team, and I'm sure they were very relieved, because at one point they were 3-1 against, and he still prevailed. He's a What Arty Noobs player. He doesn't give in, he doesn't surrender, he keeps fighting until he wins. Well done, Lomian. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.